Hello, I am Brenda Ringwood, and I am your host for the Becoming the Best You TV talk show. This isn't any ordinary TV talk show. It is a show about becoming the best version of yourself. The change is possible if you really want it. We share stories about ordinary people doing extraordinary things, sharing encouragement, hope, and perseverance of overcoming from people from all walks of life who are doing wonderful things. It is our hope that the things they have struggled to overcome will encourage you to step up and do the things that you want to do in life. To step out and be heard. Don't let your past stop you. Don't let fear and doubt and what others say get in the way of your happiness. Stay tuned as we share amazing stories in hopes that your dreams will unfold. And remember to always put your crown on. Wear that crown because only you rule your kingdom. This episode is brought to you by Dean Storer Coaching. Listen as he explains what it is that he does and why he does it.
Hi, my name is Dean Storer. I'm sure glad you took the time to watch this promo video. And, you know, people call me the Professor Mindshift. What I do is I'm a Mindshift professor. You know, there's nothing like being stuck and not knowing how to get unstuck. And many times the way we get stuck is we just stop, and that's how we get stuck. And so I'm here to help you move from a place of not knowing where you're at and what to do to a place of light, refreshing, peace, calmness. And, you know, you think of the turmoil that most people have in their minds, the day and age that we live in. It's sometimes can be really difficult, can be really hard. And so as a peer life coach, I come side by side. I walk with you side by side. I walk with you on your journey that you're at. And we help you move into a place of uncovering those areas that hold you back. And I'll tell you, when you uncover them, when you see them for what they really are, that dissolves. And now you can bring in the solution. Now you can bring in that very thing that you dream about, that you want in life. What is it? You want to write a book? You want to make a movie? You want to have a business, whatever that is in your life. You want to go to college. You want to, find your own space or your own place. It doesn't matter. When you walk side by side, I'm going to walk side by side with you. I am not going to let you go. And I'm here for you. And this is Professor Mindshift, the Mindshift professor, letting you know that we're here all the way to the end. Thanks for watching.
Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to the Becoming the Best You talk show. On today's episode, we have our host, Brenda Ringwood, interviewing the Professor of Mindshift, Mr. Dean Storer. Get your popcorn, get your favorite drink, and don't forget your notepad. You'll want to take notes. Enjoy.
Hi, it's Bren. We are doing a BTBY episode for the TV talk show of Becoming the Best You. Today, I'm with Dean Storer. He's with Dean Storer Coaching. He's got a life of what you might want when you get older. He's had an interesting past, and then he made the necessary choices to change his life. I'm going to introduce to you Mr. Mindshift. Actually, it's Professor Mindshift.
Thank you, Brad. I'm just a joy to be here with you, and looking forward to seeing how we can put this together to help more people.
Absolutely. That's the main focus of
Yep.
this show. You know, Dean, you told me when I've known him for a little bit. We've spoke together at an event, a couple of virtuals, and did a mastermind class together.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I met him, is actually through networking on LinkedIn. But you've had an interesting past. Tell me what it was like for Dean Storer growing up.
Well, I grew up in I was born in 1955, so I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and that's when, back when, the hippie movement was going on, and got myself involved in a lot of drugs and alcohol, and in and out of courts, in and out of jail, and just kind of chose a life and hanging around people and friends that I shouldn't probably be hanging around, or they shouldn't have been hanging around me, because of my past. But yeah, so everybody has a story, but that's kind of where I was at. I was riding motorcycles in and out of court, in and out of jail, and look, I was kind of looking for, what am I doing? I just kind of was living free and living large, but I was completely empty inside. I was a kind of a shallow, hollow person because I didn't really know what my purpose was here on this planet.
You were searching.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are searching, just like if you're out there listening to this interview, almost guaranteed that you are looking for something to fulfill your life. And many times we choose the wrong things to fulfill our lives to make us even more emptier. So if you listen to this, I'll tell you, it's where we're going with this direction, and this movement is powerful.
It is, and it's needed. It's about everyday people who make mistakes and have that comeback. It's not about the rich and famous, and it's not about the 1 in a million story. It's about people just like you, just like Dean, just like myself, who have made mistakes and had challenges, but found a way to work through it. Dean, talk to me about your mindset when you were going through the drug use and that lifestyle.
Yeah, my mindset was that I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think I could accomplish anything. When I graduated high school, I graduated with probably about a 3rd grade education. And back then we just, some of the kids just slipped through the cracks, and I was one of them. And graduated. They wanted me out of there. I was a troublemaker. And so I lived up to it very well. And they wanted me out. So my mindset was just the fact that I was a loser. So why try to win? And it seemed like every time I turned around, I was getting in trouble or different things. I was always on the road. So I was hitchhiked all over the place, across the United States. And it seemed like if I look back on my life and I begin to see the trigger points, there were trigger points in my life. There were a habitual way of doing things. And I think one of the biggest ones was if I got in a fight with my dad, I'd leave. And I wouldn't just leave, I would hitchhike somewhere to a different state or whatever. And then if I had a girlfriend, and if I got in a fight with a girlfriend, I would leave. And so I found myself just really leaving situations, self-sabotaging, if you will.
Running.
Yeah, running away from, and so when this God created, the heavens and the earth, and he created you and me, and when I began to get and understand that whole purpose of it, I'll tell you, it changed my whole world. And all of a sudden, I had a purpose and a meaning. But here's the thing that I found that was very interesting. That self-sabotaging mechanism, it stayed with me. And so whenever good things came to me, I would self-sabotage. Yeah, I couldn't deserve the good that God had for me because I was such a person that you really wouldn't want to be around.
I've been there. I've been that person.
Yeah,
absolutely. But God changed that for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you do now?
Well, I have the privilege of helping people. They say I'm Professor Mindshift, and what I do is I'm a Mindshift professor. And so if you think about a professor, that's somebody who brings in this intellectual property and begins to teach and begins to help people. And so what I get to do today and every day is I get to help people realize their potential and discover their blocks. And when you can discover your blocks, when you can go, oh my goodness, that's what I do. I'm self-sabotaging. Now, all of a sudden, now we can bring you into an arena to where we can begin to expose that block even more. And the more you expose it, what happens is now you can begin to move into a life of freedom. And you can move into that world, that next level that you're looking at and looking for. And you can begin to understand, you know what, I don't need this self-sabotaging mechanism. I'm a good person. I've changed. God loves me just the way I am.
He does, and he's going to change your heart and your mindset as well to become the person that you want to be. You help a lot of people, and you like what you do. How long have you been doing it?
I got my certifications with Bob Proctor in 2006. That's when I became a coach. And then I got my certifications with John Maxwell in 2011. And then I began to really educate myself in the coaching industry. So I've been doing it for about 15 years. I've been in business for almost 40 years altogether, but coaching every day, about 15 years. Yeah.
And you keep training, you take classes, you're always trying to better yourself. So who are some of the people that you've taken classes from?
I've studied with, what's his name? I just went blank.
Paul?
Well, Paul Martinelli, Bob Proctor, Les Brown, some of these people that I've studied. I think it's really important to find somebody that you can emulate, and study them and work with them and really begin to almost mimic them and pair them. And then pretty soon you find your own space. There's really nothing like finding your purpose.
It's amazing.
It really is.
It took me 50 years.
Yeah, and I'm still on that path. If you think about it, I have been doing this for a long time. And before my coaching, I was a counselor for marriages and families and different things for years, for about 7 years. And so I've been in this industry a long time, learning how to help people.
So you have lots of experience.
Yes. Yeah. I've been taught by some of the best in the world. And so that humbles me, because some of these people that come to me for coaching is just amazing, because they're so qualified. They help people, but they get stuck, and it's like, how do I get unstuck? Well, a lot of times we don't need to get unstuck. It's we're stuck, but we stop. That's why we're stuck. We just stop. And so we need to find out, why am I stopping? And so, yeah, so it's a real privilege to be a part of what I'm doing today.
Not only do you mind shift and get them to think differently, you do peer coaching. What is peer coaching?
Yeah, it's interesting. Peer coaching is like, if I've worked with clients and customers that once you build that, when you build that trust, and as you build that trust with each other, I build the trust with you, you build the trust with me. What happens is you open up more. I had a lady that was a pretty powerful real estate lady, and she came in and she started coaching with me. And as she started coaching with me, we built that trust together. And as we built that trust together, one day she came in and she said, I looked at her and I said, so where do you want to start today? Is there anything that you want to focus in on today specifically? And she said, I think I'm an alcoholic.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I did. I went, oh, and you would have never guessed.
Right.
And as I said, well, so is that something you want to work with and deal with? And she goes, yes. And so I began to work with her and deal with her on a peer level. In other words, because I was an alcoholic and I'd been there for years. And so I could relate to her. So peer coaching, if you've been through a divorce, if you've been through depression, if you've been through alcohol, drugs, whatever it might be, and I can relate to you, I've been in that situation. And then I become your peer and you become my peer. And we move into a place where I understand where you're at.
It's a different relationship.
It's a completely different relationship. And some people say, well, what does that have to do with business coaching? Or what does that have to do with executive coaching to deal with the personal part of the person's life? It has everything to do.
It does.
Everything.
Who they are.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you do one thing, the way you do one thing is the way you do all things.
That's right.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
So how can people get in touch with you?
Well, you can go to deanstorecoaching.com to my website, and it's DEANSTORER. Remember to put the R on the end of store. So it's deanstorecoaching.com, and you can go there and set up a 1 hour discovery coaching session with me and find out if we click.
And it's free, but he's got more going on for him. He's an author. Let's talk about some books that you've authored, and which is interesting because of your reading level and the way you graduated. He went from not being able to do it to being able to do it, and then published 3 books. Talk to us about that.
Yeah. Whenever you move to that next place in your life that you want to, the challenge that's there, it's unfamiliar territory. It's I knew years ago I wanted to write a book. I wanted to share my story with people. And so I sat down with a computer and I was going to type out my book, right?
Mhm.
Because I have this great idea, just wow, I'm going to write a book. So I get down in front of the computer and I'm going to go,
How am I going to write the book?
what am I going to do? Peck, 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 peck. And I thought to myself, this is going to take forever. But here's the thing that held me prisoner for years was the fact that this little voice that everybody has, and it says, this little voice jumped on my shoulder and began to whisper in my ear as I started to write this book, is, who do you think you are? And I went, what do you mean, who do I think I am? I'm having a conversation with myself. And that little person said, you don't know how to read or write. You have about a third grade education. I mean, I could read or write, see Dick run, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
But you weren't going to read a novel.
Yeah, I wasn't going to read a novel or the Bible or whatever, a book. And so this voice would get on my shoulder and say, who do you think you are? And I went, oh, that's right. I would begin to agree because it had the evidence.
Mhm.
The evidence was my past. The evidence was all this stuff. And so when I began to move into a place to really understand how to shift my thinking, how to shift my mind, all of a sudden, you've heard the saying, when the student is ready, the master will appear. Yeah, we've all heard that.
Yes, we
Is that not true?
It's very true.
When you're open up, when you are saying to yourself, you know what? I think I'm ready to change. I think I'm ready to move to that next level. It's scary. It's unfamiliar. I don't know what's on the other side of that door. But as you begin to walk through it, here's the thing: the masters begin to come into your life to help you move in that direction, and they come in different forms.
It's very true.
It could be a child,
Mhm.
could be a young teenager, could be an adult, could be an older person, could be a mother, wife.
Or
Doesn't
even a
matter.
stranger.
A stranger, yeah.
Mhm.
And so through that, as I opened myself up, I got hooked up with a company and they began to publish my book. Well, what happened was I got a team around me, a production manager and all these different people that were going to do diagrams and the graphics on the book and the art and all the team, so I
It
had
goes with it.
I hired this whole team. And so I would have never done it without, never done it. And so for 2 years, a year and a half, we've been working on this book. And so it took me a long time to write, but here I had this. And even when somebody would come into the office and me and my daughter were down there and she's typing, I'm telling a story. And they said, what are you working on? I says, I'm writing a book. And my daughter said, quit doing it. I said,
Oh,
quit
yeah.
doing what?
Sometimes our own family is a problem too.
Yeah, but she said, quit doing it, quit poo-hooing yourself, in other words, because you are an author, Dad.
So she was supporting you.
Yeah, she was supporting me big time. Yeah. And so through that, when I got my book in my hand, all of a sudden the shift really happened because of this stepping through this place for a year and a half to write this book and going through all the ups and downs and everything else. All of a sudden I get this book in my hand and I realized I'm an author.
Mhm.
The shift happened, right? I'm an author because I didn't stop.
Kept pushing on.
Yeah. And so now I'm a publisher of published 3 books.
And you could get those on Amazon. Just Google Dean Storr as an author and his books will pop up. And he can get them out to you. He could probably even email you maybe you got an ebook?
Ebooks, yeah, that. And plus you can purchase them right online on my website too. You can go to my website and buy them online.
Absolutely. Well, Dean, what kind of advice will you give our audience to become the best you in closing?
What a powerful program you put together, being the best you can be program. I think that the best advice that I could give you is don't buy into all this stuff, just leave. just go do your own life. No, I'm not serious. But the little voice, don't forget, it's there when you step forward. So the advice that I could give you is persistence. if you can think of anything, when you begin to do something and you begin to move forward and just have persistence, just get up and do it one more time. Just get up and do it one more time. Just get up again and do it again. Go to another conference. Come to this conference that we're having here. Find somebody that you can connect with. Find somebody that you can talk to and help, because you'll never do it on your own.
That's right. We do need help, and it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah. So if you could, everybody's heard these words many times before, just be true to yourself. But what does that look like? What does that mean to be true to yourself?
Well, you have to believe in yourself.
You got to believe in yourself, and you got to surround yourself with people that believe in you. Don't surround yourself with crabs that are in the pot, and one's trying to crawl out, and the other one's pulling you down. So understand that you'll be around people that have your mind be as a vault, that you won't let anybody in to mess with that mindset that you have, that you're wanting to do something, just do it. And then surround yourself with good people, surround yourself with people that could help you and that supports you, and really move forward and just have the persistence. If you've ever read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, chapter 8 is on persistence, and it also deals with autosuggestion, where we talk to ourself and we self-suggest, can't do it. Never.
And we do that.
All the
It just
time.
happens. It's there. You're doing it before you even realize you're doing it.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful advice. We've in this BTBY movement, we tell people the only one stopping you is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You are the one holding you back. Don't let others tell you what to do. Be you. So change your mindset, change your actions, and change your life. Thank you, Dean. I appreciate that.
Oh, thanks for having me. This is fun. This is great. Hope you guys out there get a lot out of it. And I'll tell you what, just keep going. Don't stop, because that's where you get stuck, is when you stop.
Absolutely. All right. Stay tuned for the next episode.
Wow, I told you this was going to be a great episode. So we're taking a quick break. Go to the bathroom. Don't forget to refill your drink and get right back quick. Dean has more to say.
Hello, you guys. I am Charlotte the Challenger, and I challenge others to win in life so they can walk in victory. So I'm super excited to share this testimony video of Dean Store, who has been absolutely amazing on my journey to where I'm going. And so with that being said, I am thankful for the effective communication that I am learning. I'm thankful for the insights and information of how to expand my business and how to communicate with clients even more better, and just even how to be able to even the things that's within myself, and how I can grow and be better in certain areas of my life. So I'm so thankful for the opportunity for him to be able to be on the journey with me. And I'm super excited for that. So I thank you, Dean. I appreciate you so much. You know this, I told you this, but, and I can't just wait to see what the future holds for us and you as you continue to help other people. So thank you. Hopefully, this will be able to be beneficial for you that are listening and trying to make a decision if you should be coached or not. Yes, the answer is yes. All right. Thank you.
I play the harmonica, and when I'm around my grandkids, they would always say, play the choo-choo train. And so I have a lot of fun playing the choo-choo train. The kids like it and that kind of stuff. But if you think about it, life is like a train. And we got to ask ourselves, what train are we on? Are we on the right train? Are we heading down the right track? See, because when you get on the train, it's taking you to a destination, and you can't just jump track. Because so much is we're so locked into tradition and culture and all these different things in our past. And so even on the right train, then ask yourself, if you're on a train, which boxcar am I in? What is it, the right boxcar? Is it the right compartment? And so I do a piece where I do a choo-choo train, and think about this train leaving the station, and as it leaves the station, it begins to go up a hill. And it begins to go up this hill. That's like life. It's like you want to stop. You don't know if you can make it. Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? And so the thing that I would encourage you is just ask yourself, are you on the right train? And are you heading in the right direction? So let's jump aboard the choo-choo train. All aboard!
From a life of drugs and emptiness, he now is changing the world by simply shifting his mind. Reach out to Dean. Go to his website and get your book. Get your mindset shift.
You know, I'm just hanging out at home working on some edits on some film that we shot. We really have some miraculous stories of some wonderful people who have truly come a long way in life, that have overcome challenges, but they stepped out and they did the things that they wanted to do, and they grasped the life that they wanted for themselves. And I got to think, well, maybe some of you don't know the reason behind the BTBY movement. What is my story and why this movement is so important to me, why you are so important to me, why your life matters to me, and why I want to see you become the best version of yourself. So I wrote this book, and, you know, I had a lot of friends tell me I needed to write it, and I really didn't want to. But the more I do this, the more I felt that it was needed just for myself, even to heal. So if you've got a story out there, you know, sometimes it helps to write it down. And my book is called When the Truth Hunts You Down by Brenda Ringwood. You can get it on Amazon. It's real short. It's just about 100 pages. So go check it out on Amazon. I'd love to hear more from you and what you think about the show and this movement. You can always find me at social media at Brenda Ringwood, brendaringwood@gmail.com, or at thingsbybrenda.com. Would love to see you.
Hello, this is Erin Page, your host for Dream Party KC 2022. What does DREAM stand for? It stands for Dare Radiantly Every Day and Moment. And if you are ready to ignite the spark within your dreams and in your life, this is the event for you. August 28th, 2 to 5, we have inspiration, we have a DJ, vendors, so much fun, a panel discussion with other individuals in our community that took their dreams and turned it into reality. We will also have an opportunity to do mindset activities and give you the tools to take home with you so you can continue to become the best version of you and take those dreams and ignite them. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon here in August. Go ahead and reserve your seat today at erinpage.com.